minutes ago.
Hello?
Hold on,
I
I'm
hope
waiting
some
to
people
see.
are in here so they can like confirm that
Oh,
we
it
are in
started.
fact
It started.
streaming.
It started.
Okay. Let me retweet again in the fucking servers.
Yeah, I don't use this OBS, so I didn't know how to stream to YouTube from it. No, sir. Okay, chat. Hello. They can hear us. All right, we're good.
Who's in the chat? All right. So, yeah. I mean, you guys can see the title. We're doing a Q&A, but we're also, after the Q&A, we're going to be doing this fucking tier list of all the fucking big 3 arcs, because I know you guys like anime, so we'll appeal to you people.
Well, can't get none.
So yeah, hit us with any questions.
Who made that thumbnail? They want to talk. That's a very important question. Who wants to answer that?
I don't know who made that thumbnail. I think somebody like hacked the Weeb Club and set that as a thumbnail and just stopped and just like he didn't do anything to the account. He just made that thumbnail. I don't know why.
What allegations?
What business?
That's also true, but I assumed by your business they just meant the Weeb Club, but I love the big 3.
Sure. Yeah, everything goes back to the big 3. But yeah, you guys can start like asking questions whenever
It's
you
super
want.
funny too because with the people we have, it's just there's no Bleach gobblers, so Bleach will be criminally underrated in this tier list. I think when we do it.
Was that Crafts? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't really
Crafts.
know who that guy is. I don't hear a motorcycle, so I can't really tell.
That is true. There's no motorcycle, so it might not be Crafts. There's no proof one way or the other.
Crafts didn't quit YouTube?
I love that you got people to legitimately believe that. Oh, that was funny.
I did forget I said that.
Everyone's so scorned that they're like, "Oh my god, Crafts did leave YouTube," and it doesn't help that Nun and I are just like have completely disappeared. So we're also God.
Yeah.
Well, like you said it on the podcast, and then you did it in the Craftsdwarf span server, I think, and you're just like doubling down.
Yeah, I did, because it was like, so I wouldn't have doubled down or really said anything if not for the fact that before even clicking on the video, someone was like, "Nun's joking." So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna say Craftsdwarf actually quit and make at least a couple people believe this.
I would love to start doing the Weeb Club anymore and get it back to going weekly. But I think if it's not obvious enough, Craftsdwarf is the only real human. None and I are not. I assume both are, because I know I am severely mentally ill, which isn't an excuse, but I also was very busy and like
I'm also severely mentally ill, but I could manage to edit a podcast when I don't have a job. I guess.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, I was super busy right when like it stopped because I was doing like finals and work, and then I quit that job and I'm starting another job next week. But we should be able to start doing weekly eventually, soon-ish, I think. Which I think would just still be that would still just be Nun and I.
It's not that I'm busy. It's like there's a couple things going on. Is one that I can't really record because I'm on my phone right now. Yeah, that's actually really it. Because I did also get a job, but I work from like 4 a.m. to like noonish. So, and also I changed my sleep schedule, so I sleep from like 1 noonish, 1 or whenever to like evening. So the idea being that I can wake up earlier and be able to record Weeb Club in the evening. So when we need to, but we'll see how that goes when I'm actually able to record.
What a lad.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think weekly, like we should come back eventually. And then hopefully other things also come back. Like I would like to get back to watching Naruto, and I would like to replay Sonic Adventure 1 since now Nun's played it, so we can do that.
And oh shit, cool. And me and Nun have both finished Crystal, so we're just waiting to be able to record that so we can start Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, I want to play a Pokemon game again, but I'm waiting for you.
I do too. None. I also wanted to play more Pokemon after I beat Crystal, so I literally caught every Pokemon that I can catch in Crystal. My Pokedex is at 7.
Well, I love it because I was talking to Nunn the other day, and I was like, dude, I want to play more Pokemon. Because you were talking about Pokemon. He's like, I want to play Pokemon so bad, but I have to wait for Craftsdwarf.
Yeah. I haven't even been able to, like, talk to Craftsdwarf about what my team in Crystal is. My team was fucking awesome. And I can't even share that. I settled for the next best thing, and I shared it with an Australian who is also French.
No, Sonic, look, Naruto is definitely copium. Sonic isn't, because I think Nunn finished SA1. And
I thought Naruto was more copium.
Naruto is definitely more copium, because all I have to do for Sonic is probably, like, I'm not going to replay the entire game because I played it in August. I'm probably just going to replay, like, Sonic's story and maybe Tails's.
Yeah, Sonic and Tails, I think that's pretty good.
And then just fucking, like, go from there. So that's not that copium, but Naruto is super copium, because even if I get back to it, it's still, like, 30 episodes before we can record. So that's super copium. How is the person claiming to be Craftsdwarf doing?
Been doing good. I work. If you can watch my Twitter thread and see how much time I've been able to spend on consuming media, because that's basically most of what I've been doing, is working, sleeping, and then watching or reading or playing shit.
Yeah, it's scary. You know what we need to do, I think, whenever we do our first, like, weekly back, I think, especially with you, Crafts, but I think, like, when the three of us, is we should do one that's, like, going through all the media that everyone's been doing in the time in between, because I feel like there's been a lot for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't update my media thread anymore, but I have, like, 20 things to update it with, and then I'll have finished One Piece probably by then. You're some kind of psycho.
I was also because it's going to be another month or so for me, month or two, if things go well, unfortunately. But and one thing that's coming out at the end of the month, Monster Hunter.
Oh no!
So I was going to mention that because when we go back to streaming Vindy, we're going to want to at least come back and fight all the new monsters.
We gotta do Monster Hunter. Yeah.
But by the time we come back, we'll probably both be done with the game.
That's also definitely true.
So, which also means we can just freely play it whenever the fuck we want with our friends and with each other. So, which is a plus. But at least as far as the streams go, it's probably just going to be a run through of all the monsters. So yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
Did you get those cigarettes?
Oh no, I haven't gotten the cigarettes yet.
What is everyone's thoughts on Hunter x Hunter returning? It's not real. I will believe it when I see it. I don't care if everyone tells me it's Tagashi's Twitter. I will believe it when the chapters are on the page.
No shot you don't believe that's his Twitter.
I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to the chapters when we get them eventually. 2023 maybe.
Look, I've been saying it for years. He's dead. Jump's been training a replacement to finish it and make it seem like it's him. And then
they've been weekending at Bernie's his corpse.
Yeah. And, like, they have a guy who's, like, almost perfectly got his art style. And then they're going to have that guy finish out. Yeah. And he's going to finish out the manga. And then they'll reveal it was him all along. You know what I mean?
My theory is so much better.
What's your theory?
My theory is that Mashima cummed on Tagashi's corpse. And that's why he's back.
Like, the power from Mashima's cum is making his body spasm so hard that someone put a pen in his hand. It's like, I recognize that motion. Just put the pen in his hand, and now we got his Hunter x Hunter. It's on the page again.
And somehow Lucy's in Hunter x Hunter now, but that's just like a side effect. Don't worry about that.
Crafts needs a new hobby, like hitting the gym or alcoholism. What the fuck?
There's a question, and I'll just answer this, like, really easily, I think. It's, do we prefer Anohana or Toradora?
I haven't watched Toradora yet, but I assume it will be Toradora.
Yeah, we have an
So-
episode on Anohana, so you can listen to that to hear our thoughts.
and none of us liked it. And none. I don't. Have you watched Anohana?
Yeah, I have.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. Well,
I
when
don't-
did you watch
I'm
it?
not in love with it, but I liked it.
When did you watch it?
I mean, years ago. I really don't know.
That's
when
what I meant.
watched
Is it Baby Nun watching it? Because Baby,
Maybe none. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That doesn't invalidate it, but it's also like I don't know how you'd feel if you watched it now.
And I do like Toradora, so
Yeah,
the
I've
answer's
also
pretty
seen
clear for me.
Toradora, and I liked it more. So
Craftsdwarf, thoughts on Wano?
It's good, but I've also kind of like it's not that I disconnected, but it's just like this happens. It's happened with me many times with One Piece, where like the weekly reading just doesn't do it for me. Like
The
it happened
brain
during
rot is
Dressrosa.
too much, dude.
The only reason it didn't happen with Whole Cake Island is because I was doing the Curious Cat stuff, and that was like forcing me to pay more attention to it. And I did reread the whole arc before I did my Beyond Blood video, which everyone fucking loved, until YouTube took it down. So like with Wano, there's so many other commentators that I haven't felt the need to like jump in to defend it or anything, because it's really been it's mostly been people checking
when I
it.
search this.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I
But yeah, up
never
until
seen
like
this
the last,
before.
up until the last few chapters, it's been mostly people jacking it off, especially the anime, and I've liked it. But,
I'm sorry
yeah,
to
it's when I
cut you
reread it.
off.
It was when I really, you keep talking while I'm talking. I can't hear you. Oh, god damn it.
I'm
What
sorry.
is this?
Continue. I'll stop looking
well,
at that.
I can only watch on the stream, so I have like a multiple second delay. So, but anyway, yeah, that was my thoughts on Wano. It's good and I like it, but I won't have more to say until it ends and I can fully reread it and talk about it. So,
Crafts coping because Wano bad. Now, I haven't read Wano, but I also use Twitter. So
Oh, no.
I'll say Luffy looks fucking great with whatever he's got going on now. It's super pog visually. I refuse to believe Wano bad. It looks
it's super.
Cool.
I'm not going to say what it is or why or anything. It's fucking amazing.
Oh,
That's
I
all
know
I'm
what
gonna
it. I know what it is. I don't necessarily know I know what like the big reveal. Like I know blank wasn't blank. It was blank, right? Like I know that, but I don't know like anything else because I like haven't read it in like the last chapter I read was 1001. So I'm very excited to get through because I'm sure reading Wano all at once, I'm gonna fucking love it. I'm sure.
To say it in a non-spoiler way, it's my for what it is. It's my favorite of that thing in anything ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is.
Not fight, but yeah.
Right. Like that reveal of what like.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fucking good. Fuck.
You have me excited to get there. Then I do think it looks super cool.
It's so perfect. It's fucking. It's so good. God.
Honestly, it's just awesome to see Kraft back and his sexy voice. I'm missing some questions.
I also did see what a character looks like in the newest chapter on Twitter. A character that I know, and they look so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, God. Yeah.
My lord, cool man.
Are any of us going to read Fists of the North Star?
I very much want to at some point.
I've already read it, but it was years ago, so it was like a bad fan translation, not the good official translation that has come out since. So I do want to reread it. And also Fist of the Blue Sky, which is apparently I've heard it's actually better, but I don't know. It's also fully translated, so why not? I haven't read that one though.
That
it's like a prequel.
Seems just wrong. I highly doubt it. Like that's the tier of saying like MHA Vigilantes is better than like main
Maybe.
series.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know. This isn't nearly as popular as MH, or at least in Western circles. Like people know it's important, and it certainly has a fan base. But I don't know. It's only from a couple of people I heard that with, or it was a general thing. I'll read it and decide for myself in both cases. So.
But yeah, I plan on reading it as well.
When are the streams returning? I literally streamed like 3 days ago. and it was a super fun time. I like mainly did just chatting, and or was it? No, I guess it was more than 3 days ago, huh? It was like a week ago now. Yeah, it was 6 days ago. I'll stream today or tomorrow or something. Okay. It's hard. Do you know how many times in the last week I've opened up Streamlabs, like titled the stream and everything, and then decided, you know what, I don't feel like streaming and closing it? Numerous. So.
Unfortunate.
It's
Some
coming.
people are saying Fist of the Blue Sky is better. Maybe. Saints say it bad. I'm sorry. Scrolling up to see if I missed anything.
I thought there were some questions.
Played any good video games lately?
Have I? I finished Elden Ring a month or so ago.
Yeah, I saw you gave it a 10. Well, 5 stars
Yeah.
on fucking
Sheesh.
It's fucking good. What else have I played lately? Pokemon Crystal. Pokemon, yeah, it was good. Shovel Knight was kind of cute.
I love Shovel Knight.
I'm currently playing Muv-Luv.
Okay.
Yeah, because me and my friend, both have Vitas, so we both hacked them. So we get free games. And, Muv-Luv got a Vita release. Sure, I'll play it, I guess. And it's been fun, so cute so far. I got one ending, but I didn't get, like, one of the main girls' endings. So, still got quite a bit ways to go, let alone to alternatives, so, you know.
For me, I have a good Vindy take that's smart and better than everyone else's. I played Resident Evil 6. Great fucking video game. And I'll say it, I think the best series, like if you want to like look at Resident Evil as like, it comes out in like series where, there's 1, 2, and 3, and then there's 4, 5, and 6, and you can assume that 9 is going to follow the trend set by 7 and 8. 4, 5, and 6 is where the series peaked. It's not even close. Grow up brain. All right. Those are some of the silliest, most fun action games. Like 6 is so ludicrous, and like playing it co-op is just fun. Like, same with 5, great fucking games. I've been on a huge Resident Evil kick. I like replayed 2, like remake. Been playing a lot of fighting games recently. And then what's the other thing? FF14. Also good.
I've been playing Sonic. I finished Sonic Adventure finally. I did start up Sonic Adventure 2, so to answer Raphael Racine's question as well, that's a bad game. But I love Sonic Adventure 1. I also played Crystal, of course, because Craftsdwarf and me, the Pokemon thing. And I played Knuckles Chaotix. I thought I wouldn't actually play that, but then I ended up playing it, and like I actually sat down with it, and I actually really like it. I think that game's kind of underrated. I almost wish it was like more included with the like classic Sonic games of like Sonic 1, 2, CD, and 3, because it's definitely better than Sonic 1. Parts of Chaotix I like more than Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Not as a whole, but like parts of it. It's just like Chaotix has some like redundant parts because you do have to play like each one level technically has to be played like 5 times. But obviously you don't do that like 5 times in a row, but it still gets a little old. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. Yeah. This fucking Vindy guy.
Really quickly, I do want to play I want to play the entire, like, all of Suda's games. I like all the ones I've played. I want to play them all, but I have other things that, like, I want to play first. I also have a plan to try to have every Final Fantasy game played by, finished by the time 16 comes out. Since I'm halfway through 1 and most of the way through 13, I think I can probably get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fully understand Grum's question.
Which one?
Lack of releases of 2000 Sonic games outside of Colors.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it means like lack of ports, I guess.
I don't know. There were some questions further up. What was thoughts on One Piece live action? Are you excited for it, and do you have any plans for content? I'm not excited for it. In fact, I think it's going to not be good. But Crafts and I have had plans.
I have no expectations for it. No positive.
Crafts and I have had plans to make content on it since it was announced. So
yeah, pretty much.
Nice live episode reviews. I'm just gonna answer Grem's question a little differently than I think he asked it. I want a Heroes and an Unleashed port on something, even though Heroes is not too. Wait, actually,
I love Heroes.
Heroes is 2000s. I'm stupid. Yeah. Obviously, 06 would be like super cool, but like I'm not gonna fucking say, oh, port 06. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, question, Vindy, did you ever finish Final Fantasy 13?
No.
Okay, unfortunate, because you were talking about it. I thought, so.
Yeah, I got to the game is like super linear and it's like 13 chapters. Chapter 11 is like the longest part of the game and is where the game kind of has like its open areas. And I'm a little bit of ways into chapter 11. The game just actually kind of had a little bit of a difficulty spike, and I haven't wanted to just like actually sit there grinding not grinding, but like trying my ass off. So I haven't been gaming super hard on it, but yeah, I'm a pretty decent chunk into the game.
Okay, cool.
It's also like a 50-hour JRPG, so
Yeah, gotcha.
What's your favorite villain whose main motivation is just that they hate the protagonist? This I can't think of one off the top of my head. Like just that they hate the protagonist and nothing else. That's really difficult.
My answer would
mentions Dio, but even then, I think a lot of what I find interesting about Dio is like, yeah, he hates the Joestars, but also he respects them and has like more than just hatred for them. Like that's just I don't know, like that's not, I don't know. There's more going on there, which I find interesting. But I don't have an answer.
I would have to say it would. I can't think of like a name example, but I know that I've seen characters like this. For something like that, I think it would have to be one of those joke characters where like they're not actually like a serious threat, right? But they show up,
yes.
Like they show up and they're like, "Fuck you, main character, I hate you," right? And then just like get the shit beat out of them. It would have to be like one of those characters, because I think like like there aren't many examples of like a super serious like villain that like just hates the main character, and I think works as like a serious villain that I care a lot about.
I feel like the just hates the main character thing, that's more of a thing you would find in like a cartoon. And like honestly, I don't have that many favorite cartoon villains, if any. I can't even think of one.
Yeah, like even when I think about the villains that I do like, like I guess Radiguet from Jetman, but he just hates humanity, period. Like he doesn't have a specific hatred of any of the main characters, So yeah, I can't think of anything basically.
I apologize.
Buggy, I think you could use as an example of something like that.
I wouldn't even say that.
At certain points, because early on in One Piece, like right after the arc with him, like the first one.
Because he shows back up at Log Town and kind of a little bit after that. But yeah,
like when he's first on the Grand Line, he's just chasing Luffy.
Right, but once Evil-Done happens, yeah, that kind of tempers out. But no, that's fair. That's fair. Because Buggy's good, so.
What fighting games have I been playing? Mainly Street Fighter 5, KOF 15, and that's it. Mainly those two. A little bit of Strive. Persona 4 whenever I can convince friends to play with me, but they don't like the kanji as a half HP grab, so what can I do about that? Like, it's not my fault. Kanji funny. He grabs you and you lose half your health bar. I love it.
What character did you used to dislike and you like now, or vice versa?
Sasuke.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Sasuke. Yeah, no, I was gonna say the
question.
same thing because I disliked Sasuke. I didn't understand him. I remember talking to friends about or how I think he's hateable because he's badly written, and then I reread Naruto and I'm like, shit, Sasuke's actually really fucking good. So, and yeah, Vindy, we when I met you on the fucking BSA episode, you and Bort were like, yeah, Sasuke, he sucks, and I was like, I disagree,
dude. And now I want to have sex with that man so badly, dude. Oh my god.
The fact that he buttons up his shirt is a crime.
And then vice versa, someone I used to like but now I dislike, huh? That's hard.
I feel like, I guess one character for the reverse. I don't know if I would say like I liked them, but I definitely think the brown hair bitch from Your Lie in April. I forget what her name is.
Tsubaki.
Yeah, her. It's like now, like I couldn't care less about her. She's just kind of like, I'm not a fan.
She's so mean. God. Because I don't even remember how I felt about her when I first watched the show, but when I rewatched it for my infamous first not good video, yikes, Jesus Christ. Yeah, she's a little rude. But yeah, I can't think of any characters that I used to like really like and now I dislike, just because like if anything I'm indifferent towards them now, but that's not really dislike. So
yeah, the only other examples I could think of would be like a character that you like when you're supposed to like them in the story, and then they do something to make you dislike them, which like is kind of different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like I'm having a hard time thinking of one off the top of my head, but like when a character like is a piece of shit, but you don't realize it at first, you're like, oh yeah, they're fucking cool, they're a nice guy, and then it's like, oh,
like thinking Hachiman is right while watching Origairu, and then
yeah.
I can't believe people ever thought that. Did they not watch the first episode? Oh god, he's a fucking idiotic child from the beginning. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I guess another one for like go from like to dislike, the entire cast of Bokuben. I mean, I don't dislike them. I just really don't care about any of them. Like I feel nothing toward every single one of them.
That's fair enough. I thought the Street Fighter 6 trailer looked fucking awesome, and the leaks look great as well. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
I did not see the full trailer, but it looks neat.
Looks pog. I'm gonna convince everyone to play with me because they don't have to learn command inputs. Just press Y5 head. They're adding like a modern control scheme, Crafts, so like you don't have to like do like motion inputs to do moves. There's like basically like a smash button where it's like you press it and do directions. So. Favorite example of a villain turning good that is not from a manga or an anime?
Give me a second or a minute.
Just give me an hour.
Yeah, Axel.
Oh, fuck you. Abby from Last of Us 2.
Okay. Good answer.
Loki. I guess. I mean, good is maybe a bit of a stretch, but I don't know. I can't think of that many.
Alternatively, another example of a villain turned good that I love, Dr. Michael Morbius.
Oh god, have you watched it?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. It's funny.
I haven't, but
he morbs. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Actually, don't watch it. It's not good. But I had fun with it. Very similarly, I think to how I had fun with Space Jam 2, where I was just watching it in a in a VC, And every time something happened, right, it's like, he's gonna morb. It's morbid time. And that's like the only way to enjoy
Uh,
thoughts on pervert main characters in media. One of my favorite series is Sora no Toshimono.
yeah, like fucking Minazuki's a god, so they're great actually. That's it. That's all the answer you need. Minazuki's god. Um,
Of course I'm a morb head. Hello?
Okay.
God, Joseph's Adventure is so cool when Dio morbed out.
I couldn't believe it. He was morbid.
He put on the mask and said, "It's more." His famous line, "It's more Jojo. It's more Morbin time."
Morbid time. God. Oh, funny.
I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen some other ones, but I haven't. Not that shit. Oh well.
Is Pokemon Gen 4 overrated? No, it's the best gen.
Definitely not.
I haven't played it since Platinum, so.
Especially if you count gens the way I do, where a gen is includes the remakes made on that engine. So Gen 4 isn't just Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. It also includes Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because that's like all part of the same generation of Pokemon, where it's the same mechanics and the same national decks. And then the next game, right, is different mechanics, different national decks. So it's the next gen. Is how I do gen makeup. So in that case, Gen 4 is like easily the best gen.
Don't ask me Pokemon questions before I've replayed them all.
I guess in the sense that, like, if you want to include Diamond and Pearl and to be like, since those two games have like a lot of like little things that are really bad about them in some ways, I guess you could say it's overrated. But Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, really good. I would probably not say it's overrated.
I do not think Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Craftsdwarf says he doesn't like them, but I do not think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are overrated. I think, first of all, I mean, there just is 16
I
gens.
said I didn't like them like fucking before I replayed Gold and Crystal.
Your
before
Pokemon
I replayed
follow
them,
you.
for that matter.
Look, every Pokemon game where you can tell a Pokemon to follow you the entire time is objectively better than almost every other Pokemon game where you can't. It's just true. You get to take little pictures with all your Pokemon there. The UI is probably the best Pokemon UI. It's so clean and pretty looking. You fight Red. Like, I don't know what else to say. Ecruteak City, hello? It's just built different.
I've been waiting to play that game just for the following. Because, like, there's specific Pokemon I haven't used just because I want them to follow me in that game.
Look, the following, I loved Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but the following in that game made me so sad because Pokemon following, they have their own speed. So you know how like in Heart Gold Soul Silver, the Pokemon just always stays exactly like one tile behind you? In Heart Gold Soul Silver, if you run, which is how you automatically move, right, when you use the control stick, your Pokemon, if they aren't fast enough, they will like waddle along behind you and eventually disappear. So you actually have to like almost like if you want your Pokemon to stay with you, like if you want to RP it like I do because I'm a psycho, you have to like move a little bit and then stop and let like your slow ass Torterra catch up to you, and then you move a little bit, stop, and turn around and wait for this motherfucker to come. So it is worse than Heart Gold Soul Silver, which makes me really fucking sad because I was so excited when I realized I could have my Pokemon just always be walking behind me because I love that mechanic so much.
Should we answer more? Well, I guess we're not getting as many questions. Well, no, there's still a couple. Maybe.
Yeah, some people are asking. I haven't played any of the Silent Hill games. I don't know if I just want to deal with emulating them. So I keep kind of hoping that they'll get re-releases, like how 4 got a re-release on GOG. And I guess also my KOF team is I do Geese, Rock, Mai. None. What's your favorite example of a hero saving a villain?
I mean, Naruto and Obito.
Let's go.
That's just the one.
Yeah.
I guess another like for a more recent one, Shinji and Gendo.
Oh wait, did you? Oh, okay. Um, Vindy still hasn't watched the rebuilds, have you?
He has not.
Ha 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 ha.
He completely gave up on watching Ava again.
You started it. That's right.
Not mentally ill enough. Not mentally ill enough yet. I'm sorry. Almost there. Almost. Don't you worry. I guess if I wanted to give an example of one of these, I'll just go ahead and say, if you want to count it, Undertale.
Okay, makes sense.
I think you can count it, especially like the ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
Is that for the hero saving a villain example?
Yeah. I think that would probably be my best example. That like hasn't been said, obviously, right? That's like not Naruto or. What's a series that you like that everyone else in the Weeb Club hates?
Or at least thinks is mid.
Gintama.
MHA.
No, it's the opposite with.
No,
it might be.
never mind.
It might
Yeah,
be MHA with me now. I don't know how None still feels about it, but.
Um,
Although I'm not current on MHA, so I don't know. But,
Momokuri.
Yeah.
I don't know what None thinks about it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'll say Gintama.
The problem with the everyone else hates thing example is like, I can think of something that one other person doesn't like, but it's not both of them.
Well, yeah, and like, because Vinny just mentioned Gintama, and I mean, if you think a 7 is mid, sure, but also I don't think None has significantly gone through a lot of it, so...
Right, well, I was just saying Gintama is just playing into the, what I mean?
Right.
It's playing into the meme of Crafts hates Gintama. Even though I know you don't, and I know you think it's good, it's very funny to just, like, continue belligerently battering you by saying it's mid, just because you don't think it's a fucking 10, like, you know what I mean? Like everyone basically does. Everyone,
I guess, proportionately, I do think Gintama is mid by giving it like a 7 just because of the vast dissonance between, me and like most of the other people who finished the manga, right? Or finished the anime. So yeah. Trying to remember if we had even on the Weeb Club with the backlogs, if we just had any other series where there was a major score difference.
I think generally scores were all pretty I mean, there were ones where like there was Titanic Galaxy, which you all didn't like, and I really did.
Yes, that would be another one.
I mean, I guess one that would apply for Vindy would be Sonic Adventure 2, because if Crafts played it, he wouldn't like it. I'm not liking it. He likes it.
I mean,
to be fair, I did stop. I was playing through it, and I did get a game over and just stop. But I do still think going back, like what I was playing in the game, I was enjoying. So yeah.
I mean, Sonic's literally, or Adventure 2 is literally the only Sonic game that I've played a couple more on the GameCube, but it's also like.
But None has some weird vendetta against this game. He even hates fucking Escape from the City. I don't get it.
Not a good song.
Foe asks thoughts on Doctor Strange. I haven't seen it. I assume Crafts is maybe the only one who has. So
it was good. It was good, and I liked it. And I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just say that.
Is it like upper
Fuck
half?
you, Mega Graphics. That's funny.
It's let me check. I think it's. I was actually surprised when I looked because I. Hold on. What did Mega Graphics say?
Blue Knight said favorite piece of Blue Core media. And Megagraphics just said, remove the word blue core and the question doesn't change.
Yeah,
which is
it's just
fucking
Naruto.
funny.
Like,
I mean, I guess I don't know. Well, he hasn't fully read One Piece, so I can't even say if
Yeah,
like it's
it
I
just
don't know
would
if
be
it's
Naruto, yeah.
yeah, and you're right. So
Or maybe you could like argue for me it would be like no, because I think I like Naruto more than Kingdom Hearts. But you could say like or like Kingdom Hearts for me, right? So it's like
right.
you know.
Oh right, that's what I was looking at my Marvel ranking. Because I think it's up there, but I just need to double check.
Best GameCube Sonic is Heroes. That might actually be true.
That is
I have
true.
such fond
'Cause
memories of
Adventure
playing Heroes
One's
as a
technically
kid.
a Dreamcast game.
So is 2.
Was it? Am I
They were both,
stupid?
yeah.
Yeah,
2 Battle is the only one
Battle,
that's a GameCube
yeah.
game. Yeah. But you could say the same for Sonic Adventure 1 DX, right? Because DX was the GameCube version, so.
Yeah, well, see, the problem with that, I don't know. It's still just a port.
So Multiverse of Madness is like just outside of my top 10 Marvel things, but it's definitely it's top 15. So.
And you've been reading a bunch of comics as well, right? Or did I not
No.
see that? No. Okay.
No.
I thought I did, but I guess I'm
You
stupid.
must be thinking of someone else.
Yeah. Too many media threads.
Yeah, I've mostly just been doing like my anime favorites rewatch and other stuff, I guess. So yeah.
Oh, Crass isn't like Fire Force. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh. But that's
But
the
that's-
opposite, right? Because that's one that
Yeah.
you don't like that other people like,
Right.
right?
I don't know what Nun feels on it, but I know you and what both really liked it.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's way more common to have one person that's not into something than only one person that is into something.
I can't answer favorite Persona opening because I haven't seen the openings for 3, 2, and 1 because I haven't played them.
I agree.
I've still only played one Megami Tensei game, and it was called Megami Tensei.
Of what I've seen, I think my favorite Persona OP is maybe 5R, because I don't like Pursuing My True Self as a song that much, and I think Shadow World is the best song, but I don't know if I love the opening visually. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's for dancing. It's P4D. I'm dumb as fuck. Yeah, I forgot about like side games. Yeah. It's definitely P4D is my favorite opening.
Not visually, but the song, I might say Persona Q, maybe.
Ooh,
I really like
Q2's is really fucking good.
I haven't heard Q2. Or maybe I have.
Q2's opening is fucking great visually as well. I changed my answer. It's Q2.
So Katakana 33 is asking thoughts on the new Jump series. I'm pretty sure Vindy and Nun have not read very many of them.
I'm a weekly Shonen Magazine fan now. Fuck Jump.
I don't really have any thought on Aliens Area yet because it's been one chapter. Super Smartphone. I don't know. We'll see what happens if it gets canceled. I don't have strong. I guess as far as like fairly recent, as in like this last like 2 months, Akane Banashi, the Rakugo one, is probably my favorite. And then if we pull back to, I guess no, Witch Watch is older than a year, but Witch Watch is still really good. So,
Witch Watch is okay. It's okay. Read Sket Dance.
motherfucker. Okay.
Sket Dance Pog. All right, are we gonna move on to this tier list?
We can.
Are you ready to?
Yeah, I mean we can keep answering questions while doing the tier list, right?
That's fair.
Chat open.
All right.
Do we want to do this, go by a series, and then do it like in chronological order in the series, or we just do it alphabetically?
I feel like it's easier to focus on one series, probably.
Okay.
We can go with Bleach first, since it's the one that's going to get kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we have the least. I mean, I really like it, but,
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say it. I don't think I'll give a single Bleach arc an S. But I'm going to be pretty, I think, careful with S's.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, I'm going to be hard. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to say this to start with. I'm going to be really harsh score-wise in this tier list, I think. but that's because like I want it like ideally it should be a bell curve. So even the arc that gets like a C or a D in this tier list for me is still like fucking great because all 3 series are really fucking good and most of these arcs are super solid.
Yeah, like something in C could still be like an 8 out of 10. Like it's still good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So first in Bleach would be the
Soul Society, unless they have like the whatever the heck the other first part.
They probably will, considering I saw Long Ring Long Island on here. So,
I can't read it very well.
Yeah, I know.
I see 1,000 Year. It's color coded, so look for the ones with blue text.
Oh, thank you. No, they don't have that like first part.
Yeah, I only see 1,000 Year Blood War now, and yeah, there's way more One Piece arcs than anything else, which I mean makes sense. But they're definitely gonna have these spots because I see Water 7, and then I see Ain's Lobby as a different arc. I think.
Yeah, I mean it's not like yeah. This is I mean, it could be worse. It could be the Wikia, but
yeah, my standard for this was at least not be like making one arc 10 arcs.
They also have post Ain's Lobby as an arc.
Okay, so they do that for One Piece, but not Naruto Bleach. Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. Sure. Soul Society.
I would put Soul Society in B.
I was also thinking B because it is really good. It's just also like
it's really good, but when I compare it to like the rest of the arcs in Bleach and Naruto arcs and One Piece arcs, I think it's a B.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's good, it does its job, but I don't think it does anything that really blows me away.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what it does good is honestly just done better in especially Arrancar. But because Arrancar is basically like the sequel and expands on Soul Society, and it's just really Arrancar's really good. But
yeah, I would also give it a B. It's like for the standards of this tier list, it's almost C.
Get down from there.
But
Stop it.
There's some like One Piece stuff that I would probably give a C. So
look what you're doing to my fucking poster, you asshole. Sorry, my cat's being a shitter.
Okay, so next is Arrancar.
Yes.
I would put it in A.
Yeah, A. It's like, I mean, maybe S because it on for in the future when I reread it, but because I think it's like because I look when I do my video on the Arrancar arc, like it's Kubo's on some shit, but for now I'll keep give it an A.
I think for me it just doesn't go that like next level that I would want something to go to give it like an S, I guess, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I would want something to be like, I mean, I almost don't know how to like, you know what I mean? Like I want like to be an S, it's got to be like in this category, it's got to be like a GOAT arc, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, it is my favorite Bleach arc, and part of that is like Ichigo versus Ulquiorra is my favorite fight in the series, and I think Aizen is really fucking good, and I think some of the things I've noticed about the arc are really interesting, and God, it's good. But yeah, not quite an S for me either.
Fullbring.
None didn't say anything about the Arrancar arc, but okay.
He put it in A, so I assume.
Yeah, I also gave it an A.
Okay. Fullbring I would also put in B because I like it about as much as Soul Society.
This fucking guy.
But it's really good.
Fullbring is my favorite Bleach arc, so at least an A. As far as like just Bleach goes, it'd be an S. But for maybe I'll give it an S. I almost want to give it an S just because you gave it a B, so I can at least like push it up a little bit.
I think it's an A. I think it's not. I think it has some of that like. I don't know. Like it's very short compared to Soul Society and Arrancar and 1,000 Year Blood War, but I think what it does with its time is super good, and I think it's got like some of the emotional shit with like. Especially like when he gets his powers back and some of like just that stuff, for me, it has to be an A, I think.
I'm gonna go with S. I just think it's a really tight arc. Like, it's a lot shorter than every other Bleach arc. I think a lot of the more personal, emotional moments are like closer together, and so I think it just kind of like not nearly to the same extent, like very much not nearly to the same extent, but it's kind of like the war in Naruto, where like you could read it and keep getting these moments that you're really enjoying and these like reveals kind of sort of when it actually starts going. So I mean, I guess that evens out to an A, since S, A, and B.
I'll say it for Thousand Year Blood War. It's a great arc, don't get me wrong. I think the very ending of it, when Kubo's health was failing, and then I think it also feels a little long in the tooth sometimes for me, so I think I put it in B.
I agree.
Thousand Year Blood War is an easy A for me. It's still really fucking good.
Oh, I agree. It's really good. It's just like, it's one of those things where I think, especially like some of that stuff at the end where you can tell, like, Kubo's health wasn't doing the series any favors. And then also it just does. And I think Arankar also feels like this for me sometimes. Sometimes Bleach's long arcs just do start feeling so long, especially towards like it's like not at the end, but it's kind of like near the, like, right when I feel like the setup of the arc is ending and kind of like it's kind of like really starting to get into it. Sometimes the arcs can just feel so long for me.
I definitely think Arnkar for me has more of that, like, yeah, this feels long, but like Arnkar I think had a little higher highs for me than Thousand Year Blood War. And Thousand Year Blood War really isn't an arc I think about a whole lot compared to like even Soul Society. Even though I like Thousand Year Blood War more, it's still one of the arcs I think about the least. I've only read Bleach once though, so like, I could have some takes I disagree with, but at least for right now, it's just like a B for me.
Unfortunate.
If Water 7 plus Ain's Lobby is one arc, then Soul Society plus Arankar is one arc. I do not agree with that at all. I think that you can see very clear beginning, middle, and end to Soul Society, to Soul Society leading into Arankar. I think Soul Society as an arc has like a very clear ending, and Arankar as an arc has a very clear beginning. I don't think that exists with Water 7 to Ain's Lobby. I think that the only thing that changes is the location, but there's not like a new beginning to an arc, right? When you get to Ain's Lobby, it's the exact same arc and you're in the middle of it, right? The beginning of the arc, the setup is everything that takes place on Water 7 with, you could honestly argue that the entirety of Water 7 is Act 1 of the arc, actually. And I would think that that's probably true, right? I think everything that happens there is set up.
I would argue that, honestly, fucking Davy Backfight is, at least to the saga, is Act 1. So, because it ends with introducing Aokiji and Robin and shit.
Okay, that's fair. And so then you think the end of Water 7 would be the end of Act 2?
Yeah, that's the low point of the saga, rather, at minimum, with Robin leaving and everything falling apart and stuff. That's the low point. Yeah. So then, yeah.
The reason I am seeing it to specifically like there is because I think like when at least for me to consider something like as an independent arc, especially when you start talking about One Piece, I need to feel like there's not necessarily like there has to be like a celebration, right? Because there isn't one in between Whole Cake and Wano, but there has to be like that lull where, like things slow down and start back up, right? Like the independent story of that arc has to finish, which I think the independent story of like the Davy Backfight, while it does very much tie into everything else, it does finish, and then the story on Water 7 starts, and I don't think that story finishes in any way until Ain's Lobby.
Right. No, especially because, like, is Rocket Man its own arc? Like, that's just, like, once you count, like, so does Water 7 end when they get on Rocket Man, or does Water 7 end when they get off of Rocket Man? Or is it's its own arc? Like, it's like, once I bring up that question, it's just like, for me, the obvious answer is they're the same arc because they have the same antagonists the whole way through, if anything. Aside from, like, again, like what I mentioned with David Backfight being the Act 1, is that, okay, if you go that way, then it's like, it just depends on what definition you
Yeah.
have. So, and I guess in
Well,
this case, yeah.
well, I also think like it's like One Piece fans have such bad brain rot because they literally see it as if the location changes, it is a new arc. Like their brain is so disgustingly broken by like, oh, island equal arc. That like if they get on the boat and move or they go across the water, it's a new arc now. It's psychotic.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
for me, even with like Zoe, I have no idea how. Like, if I were to treat that as an arc, I have no idea how to like rank that.
Yeah, because it's like a
really
transition.
not an arc to me.
Yeah, I definitely think for the One Piece ones, there are ones we just won't rank because I think there are ones that
or we'll mix them with the other ones or whatever. But yeah,
yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, do you want to go to Naruto?
Yep.
So right off the bat, we
This
get
is so hard.
I've said this
I'm
before.
gonna have to be so. I'm gonna have to destroy my fucking.
I've said this before, but I think Land of Waves is easily my favorite of the starting arcs in the big three.
Let's
Like,
go.
Yeah, I agree.
maybe not unless you counted like all of the East Blue, which I probably wouldn't personally. But even then, that's way more like content. You're like that's 100 chapters of One Piece versus like fucking one arc of Naruto, right? But even so, just yeah. So Land of Waves is so fucking good. But where do I rate it?
I mean, personally, I would give it an A. It's gonna be pretty difficult to find a Naruto arc that I think goes below an A, but Land of Waves isn't like quite S tier for me because it is still the first arc, and I don't think certain things are as like established to where it's gonna be some of my favorite stuff in the series. But
yeah, I'm trying to decide if it's a high B or a low A for me because it's like it does such a good job at setting up the ideas and conflicts in Naruto. Like Haku's and Zabuza are really good. Like it's so good. Ooh, what do you think, Vindy?
I think it's an A.
Okay, well, it goes an A then, regardless of what I think. So, I don't have to decide. Yeah, I'm free.
I think it goes dummy hard. I think like it is such an insane arc when you look at like how it sets up the entire, not only the entire conflict of the story, but I also think it sets up the entire like it sets up Naruto's character and what Naruto cares about, basically from the beginning to the end in like a really good way. And I think it just is an insane starting arc to a series. And I mean, if you want to hear more about it, go listen to Nun and I talk about it because
good discussion.
There's so much in Land of Waves that I think is not looked at by people enough, where it's just like this arc is crazy.
Yeah, like I really like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura's like characterization in that arc. Maybe less so Kakashi. Like he's still good, but I don't really think that's like. It's definitely not on a level of those three in terms of like setting them up, but great arc.
This is hard. This next one.
This one, Tuning Exams is an A for me as well.
I'd probably also give it an A.
I really love the Konoha Crush part of it. Because I count that as tuning exams. It's definitely tuning exams.
It is definitely tuning exams. I agree.
Naruto versus Gaara is like literally a top 5 fight for me.
I agree entirely. I love Naruto Gaara. I think it's insane. It makes me cry like a little baby. But I would put tuning exams in B. And my reason being, I think that
Land of Waves.
Yes,
terrible,
I actually would put it. I would put it below Land of Waves. And I think like the main reason I would do that, thinking about it now, is because as good as that is, and as good as some of the other fights in the tuning exams are, like it just like there's a lot like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I liked the Forest of Death, but it's I think compared to a lot of the other stuff on that we're looking at on this tier list, I think, you know, when you look at like Arrancar and Fullbring, right? Every fight I think is good at a point that I at a level that I do not think every fight in the tuning exams is, right? I think that there are some fights in the tuning exams that are, you know, not as engaging. And sure, they're a lot shorter than a lot of these fights in Fullbring and Arrancar, but I still think that, like when I just look at it, it's like, you know, I personally would have to rank it, I think, below just because of how much is in the tuning exams that, like, I would normally just ignore thinking about how great Naruto Gaara is. It doesn't matter. It's A anyways, but I would put it B.
Yeah, I wouldn't even crucify you for that foe. Like, he said Naruto versus Gaara's second best fight. I wouldn't rank it that high just because the war, like, really cheats and, like, it's hard to split up the war into, like, multiple fights sometimes, but it's still, like, has at least, like, 2 that you could split into a fight that are better. And then, obviously, Naruto versus Sasuke, too. But, what did you say for tuning exams, Crafts?
I said A, I think, or yeah.
So I said A, you said A, so yeah. I guess because I don't, whatever.
Oh, I am not counting Naruto farting on Kiba as a bad fight. That's peak Naruto. Okay? You're never going to hear me say that that's bad, just like you're never going to hear me say that the reverse harem jutsu is bad. Both are fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, one of those random fights that you're kind of talking about is, like, Sasuke versus that sound dude in the tuning exam.
Yeah, that's, yeah, yeah, I said in the chat that, like, Shikamaru's first fight, not the Tamari one, but the one he had to get to the finals, Sasuke's fight to get into the finals, you know, I think are fights that are, Konkuro has a pretty dog shit fight, I think, as well, his first fight. Yeah, like there's just some, you know, and then especially if you then are looking at the anime, right? There's so many more fights in it that like aren't even real, right?
What, you didn't like 10-10 versus Tamari?
I mean, the manga literally skips that one, so.
Oh, once you mention the anime, it's just like, and I think I haven't watched it myself, but Mathwiz has talked about how they handle like Orochimaru versus the third Hokage, where they keep cutting back to like them being locked in a stalemate while Naruto versus Gaara is happening, which sounds really like
funny.
Sounds frustrating to watch, but I haven't seen it myself, so I can't say. So yeah,
it's not.
I don't know. I'll hear what you guys have to say when you guys watch it, but still,
I always have like one Orochimaru sound that he said, like this line that always plays in my head when I think of that arc, just because of the anime.
Also, I feel like it needs to be said again for chat. Just because we put something in B does not mean we do not love it, right? I would say that a lot of these arcs I'm putting in B, I would still, if I gave scores, would still be like 9s.
Yeah, I would say like D is probably when it's like, it's okay, you know.
It might be like an 8 or no, D is like, yeah, it's like maybe like a 7. I mean, obviously it's like weighted a little bit differently towards the bottom, where like those bottom ones are, you know, a lot wider, but I would say even a C could very easily be like an arc I would give an 8 to. So me saying tuning exams is a B, I still fucking love it.
You hate it.
That being said, this next arc, C.
It's C or B for me. Probably C.
Like,
it's so hard when Naruto's like my favorite series, because like I could just easily just give it the B, but I could also give it a C.
I love the moment where, like, you know, he gets stabbed through his hand and he makes the Rasengan.
I would say C as well, because I do like the arc, but like when I look at Soul Society and Thousand Year Blood War, I'm like, I would not put it on those levels. That level.
That's fair. That's a good
one. But when I know what's going in D, like the big difference though is like when I know what I would put in D, I can't put it in D, right? Like there's no world where it's there.
Yeah. Sasuke retrieval's an S for me, easily.
I'd give it an A because I do really like the fights. And Naruto vs Sasuke 1 is great. But it's a great arc.
It's an A as well.
So you gave it an A. Okay, so it's still an A, but it's just like top.
Yeah. Because I don't think that it is S level for me.
I think it just handles like the other fights that aren't Naruto related super well and like better than anything that's come before so far. And that like little group that Naruto forms to save Sasuke is like actually really cool, and it's pretty unique as far as Naruto goes. That like there's never really like another arc I would say that's like that.
It's also kind of neat as a retrieval arc because when I think of a lot of them, it's like the bad guys take the person to a place, and the guys have to raid the place, and they have to like where this one is it's just it's a long chase sequence that ends with the person that they're trying to rescue fighting them. So it is pretty. It's cool. Yeah.
It's an interesting retrieval because it's not just like, oh, this person wants to be saved. It's not like the Save Rukia arc or the Save Orihime arc or the Save Nico Robin arc we'll get to later, right? Where it's like, oh, this person's like taken and they're here. Yeah, and we have to break in to get them. It's this person has like literally defected. So they don't even want to be with us. Right. But we're still going to go try to get them, beat up everyone, them, and then like the idea would be then to bring them back.
No, but Bakugo's gonna defect, guys. It's gonna be just like Sasuke.
Yeah, totally.
Some people actually have that take. Amazing.
Tenchi Bridge.
I'd give it a C. I like Sai a lot, actually, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'll say C.
C or. So, I mean, C in general, but I could also go D for, like... I mean, I don't know how many arcs I would give a D on here in general, though.
I can't go D because of Sai. Honestly. Sai is so good in that arc. And, like, the arcs that I would say go in D are going to be ones that don't have anything, like, near the level of the Sai stuff, right?
Yeah, there's still some really good stuff in here.
I know I think I know at least one of my D tier arcs. So
it's sad because like we're talking about the D tier arcs, and it's like they're gonna be One Piece arcs, not just like as a knock against the series, but one. I mean, it's super interesting looking at it because One Piece is the only one that you could even say has a bunch like more small like little pit stops along its journey, as opposed to these ones which just kind of get into them and go.
Right, like the smallest Bleach arc there is Fullbring, and that's still like what 30 chapters, 40, something like that. No, maybe not that long, but it's like and the So anyway,
Neji's fighting Sasuke retrieval is Pog. I agree.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no Kazekage rescue. Where would y'all put Kazekage?
What?
Oh.
Motherfuckers.
I would put Kazekage.
I felt like something was missing.
Yeah, I did also feel like something was missing for Naruto, but I couldn't figure it out.
I would say Kazekage rescues A.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd give it a B. It's still really good, but
I could try to look for another tier list, but
no, it's too late.
Don't worry, it's too late. It's too late. We're in too deep.
Akatsuki suppression.
Maybe C. Yeah, C. Yeah, I think it's about Search for Tsunade tier for me.
I'd give it a C too. Got some good stuff. Viz fucked it up by removing the cigarettes. That was important for Shikamaru's character, you motherfuckers.
It's close to being a B just because Shikamaru lights Asuma's ghost blunt.
I mean,
and that goes hard.
That's a one way to frame it, but okay.
First Bleach arc not being there is fine because like you could include it with Soul Society, kind of.
I mean, it's kind of like a bunch of different arcs, I guess, is maybe the issue. Where this person was clearly fine with including a billion One Piece arcs, but not a billion Bleach arcs. So whatever.
It is what it is.
It almost sounds like they only went by what are arcs on the wikis. I don't know, because I have no idea. But
Oh, Pain.
S.
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 Thank you. I'm glad you
It
didn't
has
say
to be an
anything
S
below
for me.
S.
I'm sorry.
It's fucking so fucking good. Holy shit.
Gokage Summit.
I'm thinking B.
A.
I'm thinking B as well.
Oh.
Wow,
I really
Craftsdwarf said A. My God.
It
I
says
really
the
like
Sasuke
it.
stuff.
It does
No,
so much
As the
cool
like
stuff.
edgy Sasuke image he loves.
Well,
I
I mean,
really
edgy
like,
Sasuke stuff, great. The Sakura stuff, also great.
Naruto hyperventilates, Karin gets stabbed. Like, what more do you want?
Karin gets stabbed.
Sasuke penetrates her deeply.
Jesus, Craftsdwarf.
What? You didn't miss the Craftsdwarf
No.
degeneracy?
I got it. Don't worry. I understood. I was about to make the joke about it if you.
No, I
did.
meant miss as in like you haven't had it in a while.
Oh yeah. Let's say S for this.
You're
Why'd you?
This is pretty hard. I think I'll give it a
Thinking
S.
about it, I think it's an S. I'm not sure though.
This is
But
like
I
one of
would-
the biggest no-brainer S's on the fucking it's
I would wager it gets close to S for everyone.
Yeah.
close. Shut the fuck up, Vindy.
I also, by the way, I want you to know I respected none that for the most part you were organizing the first two by chronological order, and then I respect even more that you completely gave up for One Piece.
Yeah, I didn't want to look stupid, so like I stopped.
I completely respect that you were doing it, and I saw you start One Piece and then be like, you know what? I'm done.
Okay, like, and you just have to look at me because I can recite the One Piece's arcs in order by heart. So you know,
So what
Romance
would it
Dawn,
have
is
as
Romance
the
Dawn
start?
on here?
What's the one in the top left?
I can't read
What,
it.
this one? They're leaving?
The first one. Yeah, I can't read it.
Oh, this is Orange Town. With the,
No, not Orange Town. The other one. The other one.
Oh, Logue Town.
That's okay.
Okay. Orange Town might. Oh wait, what's okay? Syrup Village, then Baradier, Arlong Park, Alabasta, Amazon Lily, Dressrosa, Drum Island, Ain's Lobby, Fishman Island, Impel Down, Jaya, Little Garden, Long Ring, Long Island, Marineford, Punk Hazard, Post Ain's Lobby, Post War, Return to Shabadi, Reverie, Reverse Mountain. I think the original Shabadi.
Reverie being counted as an arc.
Skypea, Thriller Bark, Wano, and then Water 7.
Where's Wano? Oh, there.
I can't see what that is. I assume it's no,
Water
it's Whiskey
7,
Peak.
Whiskey Peak.
Yeah, and then Whole Cake. So yeah, it does start with Orange Town.
They could have made some of these a little bigger. Like, look at how big Zoe is. They could have made Water 7 like that big. I mean, I guess they didn't want to ruin the image.
They also could have not used. They could have put an outline on the green so it's fucking readable.
True.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
Garden
this is,
has an
not
outline
great.
on it, I think. That's the only one.
It has a shadow. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So Orange Town. D.
What? That's a C for me. Definitely not a D for me.
I give it a C.
I don't know what y'all are gonna give D's to if you would give Orange Town a C. Hello.
I've been waiting for it. I know which one's a D.
If you say Long Ring, Long Island, I swear to God, none.
You'll see what I pick.
Look, Afro Luffy makes him stronger. Next is Syrup Village. Syrup Village is a it's a
This one's a C
It's a
for
C.
me as well.
it's a C. This is why Orange Town needs to be a D.
What would you give it, Craftsdwarf?
Thinking. Probably a D, so just put it in C.
Okay. You said
Gabriel?
C for Orange Town, so you think Syrup Village is worse?
Less good. Yeah,
You're
I like
on
it, but-
drugs. By the way, Gabriel, I do think that I said Chunin exams lower than Land of Waves, so these guys are the hacks. Just so we know who to throw under the bus. Baradier is a B, easy.
I'd give it a B. Yeah.
I give it like a C. Still makes it B though.
Let's go.
Arlong is A. Arlong is A. Arlong is A.
Oh, there it is.
I agree. Arlong. No, yeah. Arlong is A. Arlong is A.
Yeah, I agree.
It's too good. Next would be Whiskey Peak. No, next is Reverse Mountain. Reverse Mountain is C.
God, I hate that being. Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's not even its own.
No. Next is we're done. Next is Logtown.
Oh right. Shit.
C.
Yeah, C. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would be somewhere C or D, but it still goes as C anyway.
I think him laughing right when he's about to die is too fucking good. Like, it can't be D just for that moment. Reverse Mountain, C as well.
Is that the one with Laboon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 5 chapters. It's a D. It's good, but it's like, come on.
But
yeah, if I wanted to be like, oh yeah, it's only 5 chapters in comparison to literally everything on here,
I consider
D, but...
like it's basically like I don't know. I just kind of it's like it leads into Whiskey Peak too, so it's like maybe they could just be kind of the same arc, but it's like eh.
But it's better than Orange Town.
I don't agree.
I think I might go with D. Yeah, as far as like standards of this whole tier list, I think
that's fine. It's D.
That wasn't the one I was thinking that would give it a D though.
Whiskey Peak is a D.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it?
It's fine. It's just set up for, the Alabasta stuff and Vivi and whatever.
Is this when
it's like literally
Luffy
just Zoro beating everyone's ass?
And like he
they
beats
do
up that
fight
big,
in it.
muscular woman.
I do like that.
I actually really like
that stuff is cool, but
I give it a C.
The problem is most of the arc isn't the Zoro Luffy fight's good, and I like how when they're fighting they don't care about anyone else. But most of the arc is just kind of Zoro fighting everyone.
Yeah.
So I give it a D.
So next would be Little Garden.
Yeah. It's a C.
Yeah, I'd give it a C.
It's really good. I love the Elbaf warriors and their stuff, but it's a C for me.
What do you think, Nen?
Pretty much same. That's why I just moved it.
Oh, okay. I'm delayed, so. Drum.
Drum Island.
Is it a B or is it an A? Oh, it's hard.
I give it a B.
The Chopper stuff is so fucking good.
Chopper's so good, dude. I'm gonna have to give it a B just because Walpole kind of sucks. Like if I look at Drum Island compared to a lot of the other series on this list, it's I'm fine with giving it a B because I do love the Chopper stuff so much. But also, when I compare it to Soul Society and I compare it to Thousand Year Blood War, it's all right. It's you know what I mean? It's not that good.
All right,
so
yeah,
it's
I'll
hard
give it
for
a B.
me to. It'd be a low B for me, I think.
Well, I give Thousand Year Blood War an A, but yeah, Drum Island's a high B.
Alabasta A.
Easy A, like a strong A. It's fucking good.
It's not an S or anything, but it is a really good A.
Yeah, yeah.
Good conflict. Crocodile's great. The way Luffy loses twice and then wins is great.
Maybe if I reread One Piece, maybe I could give it an S. I was almost tempted to say S, but there's 2 other One Piece arcs that's above it enough to where I think Alabasta is just a really high A.
Yeah.
But I do really love that arc, and it's definitely one of the best sets.
I think
it's better than all the stuff that came before it.
Yeah, well, I think there's also a lot of really good, just good stuff in it. I love early series Luffy. I love how much fun he's having, and I love like the reasons he stops. You know, like at Long Island, he kind of stops having like as much fun with everything. But I love how like in Alabasta, like I don't know, like he's, you know, he's not worried and he's having a good. I don't know. I think early series Luffy's really fun, and I think he works really well for Alabasta. And I love the way some certain things in that arc play in later to stuff that happens.
So next, Jaya and Skypiea are the same arc.
Yeah, so I would just do Skypiea.
What the fuck is Jaya anyway?
It's up there in the upper right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even move Jaya. I would just do Skypiea. And I will say, like, I'm in the middle of Skypiea right now. I stopped reading One Piece to come do this stream, so this is probably the hardest one for me to rate. The other ones, like, it's gonna be hard in the sense, like, I know I'm gonna like all of them a lot more than I think I do, but I think Skypiea is hard. I think Jaya is really good, and I think Skypiea has really great ideas in it, but I also don't completely remember how the arc plays out until the Inul fight from where I am. So I gotta say like B, I think.
Like a tentative B.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think I'll give it an A because I think it does a lot of cool shit and it's really good. I still don't like it quite as much as Alabasta, but it's really good.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm like between like a C or B because like as a whole maybe like a C, but like there's really good moments that like push it a lot, but most of that's like towards the end kind of sort of. I mean, I guess counting Jaya, I do like Luffy just beating up what the fuck is his name?
Jaya is
Bellamy.
super like Jaya is great. Like Bellamy, Blackbeard's introduction. I love Blackbeard's introduction.
Oh my god, I love the way that it's like he's completely opposite from Luffy, like in everything at the bar, but then like they agree on dreams, and I love that like Luffy tells Zoro not to fight. Zoro also just agrees with Luffy, and like the whole thing with Nami yelling at him, and Blackbeard's like, "Oh, fucking, why are you upset? You guys won the fight." It's like, oh, it's so fucking pog. And then another great joke in Jaya is Luffy making friends with those monkeys because the three of them are monkeys. And like he keeps doing shit to just be friendly with them and like brings him a Hercules beetle and shit. Oh, Luffy's so good in Jaya Skypiea.
What did you give it, Crafts? You said
I gave Skypiea an A. So
okay,
I think it levels up to
A, B, and B. Okay.
Yeah, that keeps it a B.
Next is
Long Ring
Long Land or Davy Backfight, which I think is fair to count like aside from Water 7. It's really fucking funny. It's really just silly and fun. I like it. I love Afro Luffy. I'd give it a B.
I'd give it a B as well. So I think it goes to a C.
You people.
Because none hates it for sure.
Really, you're really putting Long Land above Search for Tsunade, Vindy. Are you serious?
I am.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Holy
it's a C.
Shit.
I put it in C. You're right. It's a C. It's a C.
I don't even know.
It's a C.
Like, I'm just gonna put it here.
Yeah, I would put it mid C. I changed my answer, so I think it actually goes like middle of C.
Coward.
No, he's right. It's not better than Search for Tsunade. It's not better than Akatsuki Suppression. Not better than the Sky
stronger
stuff.
Because he becomes black isn't better than Search for Tsunade.
But
No,
Naruto
I'm sorry.
is gonna punch a woman.
Yeah, first of all, Naruto's gonna beat up an old woman, not just a woman, an old woman, and then he gets stabbed through the hand and is pog as fuck. And that scene, I can't not love that scene because for some reason the anime version of that scene with the music is burned into my brain. It's so fucking.
What, for Search for Tsunade?
Yeah, like the moment where like Kabuto stabs him in the hand and he fucking. Like the one song starts playing and he fucking pogs out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next is
Water 7.
Yeah, do we want to post? Okay, you want to do just Water 7, not Ein's Lobby?
No, it doesn't.
Like
I mean,
use
I feel like if the arc
Lobby
ends it begins and ends in Water 7. So even though they go to Enies Lobby, it's still Water 7. So
that's a good point. I like that point. I agree with Craftsdwarf. Water 7.
Yeah,
and S.
I agree. S. It has to be S.
I'd probably go A, but yeah, it's gonna put an S.
I
like
know.
The Rockman stuff is definitely like not as good as the rest of it, but that's also because like the rest of it is like fucking Robin, Frankie,
Usopp.
Cyberpole's really fucking good. Aokiji, like having has his presence. Garp at the end. The post stuff is cool with the emperors. Garp as Luffy's grandfather. Just the reveals are really cool. It's just.
I also, I mean, I think it's gonna be it's Oda's first like god tier flashback, right? Is I think that is the Nico Robin flashback, right? Not that there aren't really good ones before, because there are, but I think that's the first flashback that's like Odin or like Law level, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Nami's is pretty good, but that's a fair point.
Robin's is still better. It's still
no,
like, it's still
I
like
agree,
that
but I'm
really
thinking,
like
no, I
really
think
great at
I think
flashbacks.
Nami's is really good. I think the Giants actually have a really good one. I think Chopper's is great, but I don't think they're like that next tier.
Okay.
And then I think Usopp's stuff is like also fucking great in the arc. I love.
Well, yeah, Usopp's stuff is really like small, but it's super good.
Yeah, sure. Well, I love like going into it like from the start. Like I love how upset they get when Usopp gets beaten up and go to beat everyone up. And then I love.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah.
Well, going into like Usopp, you know, like saying I'm leaving the crew if you guys leave the Going Merry. Then to him being Soga King because he wants to be there to help, but he can't. To then like the moment where he takes off the mask, and then like literally up to the end of the arc with the shit with him like having to apologize to be let back on, and he finally does it.
Yeah,
Luffy fucking stretches his hand out. And the fucking Going Merry stuff. Where the boat makes you cry, like it has to be S. It has to be S. There's no world it's not.
So fucking good. Anyway, next is Thriller Bark, which
B.
See, Thriller Bark, I feel sad about because I feel like it gets overshadowed because it's between Water 7 and the War Saga. But Thriller Bark is so good.
It is good. I agree. I love the Brook and Laboon stuff. I think there's some really good fights. Zoro taking the pain. Usopp has like a funny as fuck fight in the arc.
I do like Moria quite a bit. Partly for some other stuff that happens in the series, but I don't know, like he frames his character really well in just a few lines. Like he doesn't even need a big old flashback, which is a neat little change of pace. But I don't know, Thriller Bark's just really fun and cool and good. But what would I rate it? I'd rate it A.
I'd give it a C personally. So it's A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So it's a B.
Yeah. Would you?
Because none hates fun.
Okay, dude. I think.
I mean, you hate Baby Backfight too, so am I even wrong? Like.
Okay. Well.
I want to count the entire war as one thing, personally.
Oh, as post-war.
I think that's fair, but part of me is
I think if anything, we count everything before. I don't know. I mean, what would you do? Like everything before Impel Down, and then Marineford, or would you just do Impel Down, like everything up to Impel Down, and then Marineford? Do you think?
I mean, obviously combining Marineford with the post-war, like that.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I guess I'm just like trying to think about if I want to combine Sabaody and Amazon Lily, basically, because I really like Sabaody, especially.
Yeah.
Let's just do Sabaody and then Amazon Lily separately. So Sabaody, I would give an A because I think like it is a pretty short arc, but I think the arc does a lot of really cool shit. Like, I remember when we and Mathis did the Nen show, we had a really fucking long episode for, like, 20 chapters because it just adds so much to the world and the setting and, like, the overall, like, because it introduces the Heavenly Dragons, who are pieces of shit. And it's like, oh, okay, we get a better picture of, like, what the world looks like.
Right. It also introduces Kid and Law, which I'm sure for people who are current now, like, post-Wano, is huge, right?
The supernovas in general were even at the I also remember reading at the time and just here's these really cool, interesting looking characters that are just like, whoa, holy fuck!
And like Law's power is crazy and Kid's is fun.
And then the defeat they suffer at the end is so fucking like good and just like interesting, and it's brutal. It's fucking like you've grown to love all these motherfuckers, and then they just lose horribly, and Luffy's like alone, and it's like.
Well, and there's so also like. Good. The other part of that in that arc that like comes right before that and is like the build up to them losing is Luffy punches, a Heavenly Dragon, and it's like you know, you would think that like the Straw Hats would be upset that Luffy kind of doomed them, but they're like not
Nope,
only
here we
like
go.
are they like
Like,
this is
Zoro's-
our captain,
Zoro's-
we stand by him, but Zoro was about to do it if Luffy didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's this like really good moment of like all the Straw Hats, even the new ones, like standing together. And they're like, you know, they're together, they're like this family. To then
Yeah, they're ready to go to
immediately
hell with this
get
motherfucker,
separated.
and they. It's so good.
I was forgetting parts of it when I was initially thinking about it. Enough to where like I was like B or C, but like that's definitely at least a B. I was forgetting about a lot of that.
I would have to give it a B. I would say though it's like as good for me as like Soul Society and Thousand Year Blood War. You know what I mean?
Which is okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, again, it is only 20 chapters or so,
right?
But it's like, So anyway, next is Amazon Lily.
It's got to be a C. I think it's fun. I love.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Luffy
good.
on the arc, and I love all the girls, but it's a C.
Yeah, I agree.
But Boa Hancock is so funny.
Yeah, she's good for sure.
She might be one of the funniest characters in the series. I think it's actually like her or Bartolomeo are like the two funniest. Like,
so Impel Down.
I have to give it a B as well. It's good. I think there's, you know, Bon-chan is a fucking hero. I think, you know, it introduces a bunch more interesting characters, and I think this and Marineford do a lot to legitimize the military, because I think that like, you know, if you look before this, right, like they kind of get away from the military and the world government in every shot, and then they also like break in and out of the prison, right, and still get out of
Enies Lobby, you mean?
Sorry, Enies Lobby, yeah, that's what I meant. And so like I think this arc especially starts this like the world government is something to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? They're not just like nothing forever.
No, yeah, I'd probably also give it a B. I think the group that Luffy forms is really fun, and they go through the war too. That
lead up is so good. Like it's insanely good. It's probably one of the best transitions into an arc.
No, yeah, and it does, you know, it's just really fun. Bon-chan's good.
Jinbei's in it.
Eva's good. Yeah, Jinbei. This is the introduction to Jinbei. So yeah,
he's mentioned in Arlong Park. This is the first time you see Jinbei. Like that's something like I didn't even like. I almost didn't even think about it. Like this is the introduction of a Straw Hat in this arc. It's fucking pop.
It's super good. And then next is Marineford, which is an easy S, I think. Because holy fucking shit.
I think you're also gonna give it an S, aren't you, Vindy?
No.
Oh, I was gonna give it an A. So like
I was gonna say
your two S's were gonna put up to S anyway.
I assume so. The problem for me right now is like I don't know how much I'm gonna love everything on a reread. And my vision of One Piece, even looking like back on stuff I've already read, is already kind of tainted by this reread. You know what I mean? Okay. So my ratings are very different than they're going to be in a month when I'm caught up, right? So it's hard for me to say, but I think right now, just like thinking about it, I would say it's probably about the level of like Sasuke Retrieval and like Arrancar. I think, you know, where like I don't think I could say it's like for sure better than those. Especially, I don't know if I could say it's better than Arrancar. But I do think it's fucking great. There's a lot of super good shit in it. A lot of great moments that, you know, make you a fucking little baby.
I thought you'd give it an S because you like Ace a lot. So
I do love it. Look,
this is the flashback. This is.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Again, we'll have to see. Okay. But I do love Ace. I think my biggest thing with Marineford that I might still feel on a reread is just that I love the Straw Hats.
Oh, and that's fair. And they're not fair.
Yeah. Like I love the Straw Hats and their interactions so much that like it just almost doesn't feel as much like One Piece if there isn't at least some of them, you know? Like when it's just Luffy, like it's like the Straw Hats, like it's so, and I know it's like why, and it's super great why, and it leads to like a goat Luffy moment right after, right?
I have my crew.
but like it still is just like in the arc. It's hard when like I don't get, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I would say
A for me as well.
Slanderous. Anyway, Return to Spuddy's in a fucking arc. Fuck off. I see it there.
Yeah, it's
Get outta
Fishman
here.
Island.
Get out of
It's
here.
Fishman Island. They're there for. There's like I literally feel like they're there for enough time for a Chopper joke, and that's it. Like it's like we see everyone's design.
The joke is the fake crew, and that's funny.
That's what I mean. Yeah, there's the joke with the fake crew, and then the fact that Chopper can't tell which is which.
Chopper.
And
Like, yeah, it's fun
they
and
figure
it's
it out and they
like,
move on.
It's so, you know, you get all the designs, you see them come back together, and it's cool. But it's also like, you know, it's a transition arc into Fishman Island. It's not. It's barely 10 chapters, if that. So
Yeah.
it's like it shouldn't be here. But Fishman Island, I really
S.
fucking like Fishman Island.
This is my first
and,
S.
Otohime is literally one of my favorite side characters in One Piece. The Queen, I love her a lot. The fucking Fishman Island flashback is fucking phenomenal. I actually like Hody Jones a lot. I've come to rather, and like I did a whole fucking video on Fishman Island, and yeah, I think I'd give it an S.
Okay, well, I would give it an A. I think there's a lot of good stuff. I think
Considering the reputation of the arc, I'm just glad you won't give it a. You know, I'm just glad I didn't hear it B. Like I will add none.
I wish more people gave
what?
credit to the entire like joke that is played completely seriously. That Sanji is going to die because he hasn't seen women in so long that when he sees the mermaids, his nosebleed is like so out of control that he's going to bleed to death. Like,
and then that
people
becomes
act like
relevant
that's
to the
fucked
fucking
up.
conflict of the fucking blood and the fucking racism, and it's
Yeah.
so fucking big brained. That's
And,
some
like-
Inazuki shit,
And I
right?
feel like people only ever complain about it. And I think even just the joke in and of itself is so funny. Like the scene where like the like Otohime's behind Sanji and they like can't
sorry,
let
sure,
Sanji
Hoshi.
turn around. Yeah, sorry. She's behind Sanji. It's like Sanji can't turn around because if he turns around, he's going to fucking die.
and then he turns to stone and it's like, what? Like, it's so goofy.
And then it also has the great moment where they're talking to Jinbei and or like Sanji or Luffy is like the whole. I love the meat conversation. It's so fucking hog.
I thought you were gonna mention because it's also really good, but after the flashback when Nami brings up how like because she was a slave of Arlong in a sense, but she didn't come to hate fishmen because of Arlong, and Jinbei like cries because he's so relieved and that and because he was ready to fucking kill himself if out of like honor and shit, and it's like I thought that you were gonna mention that moment, but no, Such a good arc. Fuck.
Definitely the most underrated One Piece arc. Because even though like Whole Cake got some people talking shit, I don't think it's like I think
I think the opinion turned around.
Yeah,
I think people like Whole Cake.
And Fishman Island, that's never really happened for.
Yeah, unfortunately. So next is Punk Hazard. Because you gave it an S then?
Yeah, none gave it an S.
Yeah. Fisherman Island. Yeah, I said it was an S.
Okay, yeah, I take it back because I thought you were. I don't know why
Yeah, I was
bullied
like,
you.
what?
It's not a goofy arc. You
I
only
was
hit
confused
the
that
goofy
you thought I
silly
would give
arc.
it a B. I've mentioned that
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite arcs before, but
I didn't remember. But yeah, Punk Hazard. It's good.
I gotta
probably
be
give it a
dead
B.
ass. I think it's good. I think it's a really good arc. I think actually people like hate on this arc sometimes for no reason. I still think it's a C.
kind of how I feel.
No, I don't know if I
it could
completely
be
remember
B.
everything that happens, but I feel like I just have to say C because it's like I don't know if I can say I think it's better than like Search for Tsunade.
Well,
or
I think so.
Akatsuki
For me,
Suppression.
because I mean, I probably like Caesar more than what a lot of people do. I think it's also sort of setting up for the new world. In particular, it introduces Momonosuke and Kinemon, who would become important in ways that we wouldn't have guessed back when when it first came out, and like are still
That's-
like only now coming into like fruition. So even now, I'm curious as to how I'll feel about it rereading it now. You know,
I was gonna
let
say that's
alone
something that I'm very curious about to go to that arc that I was thinking about earlier is the fact that now like those characters are in Punk Hazard, so people going back to the arc will care a lot more because they're in it. Because like I remember, I not that like you don't care about them when they show up, but I think when they showed up,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, I'm sure they'll be here for a little bit, and then it'll play out a little bit in
Yeah,
the
look,
arc,
I
right?
did like because I remember when I first was reading it as these chapters came out, and Kinemon was like just a head that was cut up by law, and I didn't think, oh wow, this character he's gonna be so important in 400 chapters. Like, no, I was not fucking thinking that. Like, I was just like, okay, this is a character we're being introduced to, and now it's like, well, fuck. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I'd give it a B.
Yes, that still goes down to like C. Um, is Dressrosa next?
Dressrosa is next.
Okay, S.
I don't know. I don't know.
See, it's me because I think it's an S because it's Doflamingo's so fucking good. Law is good. I think the Straw Hat
Doflamingo's the
Alliance is
best
really good.
antagonist in One Piece to
Um,
me.
Okay. Well, no, you mentioned that you really like it, or have liked it since you watched it.
Yeah,
So
like even when I watched it, I was like, that's one of my favorite arcs. I love that arc. Even though when I think of the arc in the anime, I always think of them just running because there's so much of them just like running away from something. But I still liked it.
because the birdcage. It's because it takes up a long part of the manga, but the anime has more episodes than the manga has chapters. So in
Yeah.
effect, it's more like 3 times longer than the manga. So
But like even when they kept running from stuff and like it kept like having the announcer like be like, oh, get out of here, and like or Lucy and all these things, I was still loving every episode.
Mhm. Um,
I don't know, because I have no idea what I'm gonna think about
so
it.
you
I
did
know
have
I'm gonna
negative
like it a
thoughts,
lot.
or like mostly at the beginning you were a little. You mentioned your thoughts on Dressrosa before.
Yeah,
And
I
how it
used
was
to not like it a lot. I know I'm going to like it. I when I think about it, it's like I know there's stuff in there that's so fucking good, right? The Corazon flashback is so insanely good, you know. Usopp is crazy good in that arc.
Yes.
I love that fucking movie.
The Frankie Senor Pink fight is good.
I also just love the like cast and community that's in Dressrosa, like way more than like any other arc. And there's a reason why they are a part of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Yeah, I would say the Straw Hat Grand Fleet is so crazy cool, and so is like the Luffy Doflamingo fight. I love Gear Fourth. I don't know.
Gear Fourth is really good.
I don't know if I want to say S, so I think I have to say A. But it's like I'm assuming high A.
So it still ends up being an S just because me and Nana both give it an S. But
Okay,
Let's go.
that's fine. I am not. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Actually, that I think so.
Do we just do all of this as whole cake, or do we want to do Zoe as its own?
Wait, did they? Shit. Because Zoe, I kind of it leads into Whole Cake, but it does kind of have its own.
It does have its own stuff,
own,
yeah.
And
it has a lot of great Nico Robin moments I actually love.
Ryunosuke.
Well, she's so funny with the dragon, and then also like there's like the moment where they're at the poneglyph and they're like, "We'll protect you," and she's like so like happy about that.
Yes, and yes, they're good. The Raizo moment is pretty good. But looking at the other arcs, though, I'd probably give it a C. Like Zoe's good for sure. I feel like people maybe like hype it a bit too much because of we get more about the One Piece, and like just that kind of like air of like that's what most people care about because of the lore and the overall thing. When it's like, yeah, I'm not I'm not a fan of that kind of position. But I mean, I guess I don't identify with it as much. Like if you feel like that way, great. But or someone but I'm like I like the characters and stuff, and so it's got some good stuff for sure. I'd probably give it a C though. Like looking at what is on even B is like I wouldn't put Zoe on Drum Island or
I do think one thing.
I'm sorry to cut you off. How did I forget Bart when I was talking about Dressrosa? I forgot. Like I was thinking about him earlier, But when it came to Dressrosa, I didn't even think about him. That just makes Dressrosa even better.
Bartolomeo is great for sure. 100%.
I agree. I love Barty. I think here's what I will say for Zoe. I do think actually, for some reason, just like in my mind reading it, I felt like it marked like the beginning, just like somehow in the series for me of like a shift into like almost like starting at Zoe is kind of like, okay, shit's like really starting to move.
Oh yeah, no. Well, once they get the road poneglyph, it's like, oh shit, they're actually there. They're almost there. They are within sight of the goal. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's actually, yeah, no, that's
what I
big
mean.
for
Like,
sure.
Zoe feels like a big like turning point. For some reason, I don't know how to explain it, but like I remember feeling, because I caught up when Whole Cake was early on, but like in Whole Cake, and so I remember reading Zoe, and so I don't know if it was that it was leading into the arc that I would catch up on like mentally for me, or if it was just like actually Zoe feels like it, but it does kind of almost feel like Zoe is like this shift into like, all right, now we're getting there now, you know, like it's moving toward, like you're starting to progress towards like the end game of the series, you know. But I would probably agree. I would say C or D actually.
So you C or D and Crafts was like
I said
C.
C.
Oh, okay, yeah, so C. I don't.
Okay, Whole Cake.
Oh, Whole Cake. That's S. It's currently my favorite arc in the series.
I apologize, but B, so that brings it down to an A.
What? None hates me.
Why?
I've just never loved it as much as other people. I'm sorry. Like, I think it still has some really good stuff in it, but it just really doesn't get me going as much as Dressrosa, Fishman Island, and even Ennis Lobby.
The moment where Sanji says he wants to go back to the Sunny, and he like goes on this whole thing about how like he hates his family and doesn't even want to help them, but he can't like he can't run away, and Luffy's like, no, I mean that's who you are, let's go, we'll do it.
Like, Totland is it's a silly setting. I love Big Mom and her crew. Like, they are just really good villains. Like, Big Mom is Katakuri, motherfucking Katakuri.
See,
Luffy versus Katakuri still being my favorite fight in the series. Sanji is so fucking good. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. I
can't say I connect with it as much as you guys do. Like, I still think it's a really good arc, and I really, really do see why it could be someone's favorite One Piece arc, or like top 3. And like, even when like people were shitting on it, well, I don't know if it was like shitting on it, but it was like not really appreciating it. I very much disagreed. It's just it never like hit those super, super high highs for me. And like with Dressrosa and Fishman Island, I think if I compare why I like those two to Whole Cake, I think Whole Cake for me is like missing some of that like big community kind of thing that like makes me really like all these other one-off characters and stuff.
Yeah, which makes sense that because like yeah, comparing it to Fishman Island, Dressrosa, the people of Whole Cake Island are like, they're like whatever, or like they're not characters, they're background people, or they're fucking awful people, right? Like, pretty much. So yeah, no, I understand.
And also like Whole Cake, I mean, like, obviously there's stuff for Straw Hats I like, you know, obviously everyone who reads One Piece has to like Luffy a lot, but Sanji isn't like one of my, like, I mean, he's up there, but he's not one of the Straw Hats that really makes me pog. Whereas like Dressrosa has like Usopp stuff, it has Luffy stuff, like, oh fuck, the Luffy stuff too.
Everything has Luffy stuff, you can't escape Luffy stuff.
Yeah. I just don't think Whole Cake has as much stuff that I super, super love about One Piece.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think Reverie I can't count as its own arc, and I think I haven't finished Wano, and Wano I don't think, it sounds like, isn't fully complete, so I don't think we should.
No, even like minimum a few chapters left, unless like because there was the whole thing about it being 5 acts. Judging from where it is, it's highly unlikely unless Oda's a fucking insane person. So it's probably just got a few chapters left. So yeah, but I don't feel like rating it either because I want to reread it. And Reverie I just count as part of Wano, so I say we're done. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's the full
Yeah.
thing. Some of the orders, like if order within tier might be a little off. I tried to kind of guess based on what we were saying where to put
No,
things,
yeah,
but it
you
is
could.
what it is.
Yeah. I will say I'm very excited about reading more One Piece because I'm fucking loving it. And yeah, I'm very excited to cry my little eyes out.
I haven't read since like the beginning of Wano, so I didn't even get up to the fucking the Odin flashback. Apparently, when I said what chapter I left off on, I was like a little bit before that, but I didn't actually see that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll all catch up to Wano and or reread it eventually. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the stream. Unless anybody wants to ask something real quick before we stop.
I don't think. Well, I mean, I don't think it'll be real quick. So I feel like we
True.
should just call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that gave some our fans a Weeb Club fix. Yeah, I won't be able to return for a while, another couple months minimum probably, but hopefully I'm wrong and can be sooner, but we'll see.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be back.
One day.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to maybe start soon. It's also hard because like when we take a break and like it's like, oh, we'll come back with like a reduced roster, it feels bad. So maybe the easiest thing, and we might have to talk about this, I think something that might be likely is Nun and I just try to do more regular like streams or other videos on here, but weeklies wait for Crafts to come back.
Yeah. I don't mind
Yeah, we'll
doing
talk
more
about it.
streams, especially because like with the streams, crafts can actually come on sometimes.
Yeah. So we'll get something worked out because I do miss, honestly, I miss doing stuff for the Weeb Club. So
Mm-hmm.
I might be ready to start actually editing stuff. So we'll see.
All right, thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you eventually somewhere.